I was diagnosed with CLL, chronic lymphocytic leukemia in 2019. And we pretty much just monitored it for a few years, but we did find out, even though a lot of those are pretty benign, mine did turn out to be the more aggressive B cell type. In November of 2022, we started the target therapy, so I had 14 months of chemo and drugs. And about halfway through that, we started getting some pretty troubling lab results in the liver. And one of the numbers that we're looking at, not to get too technical, was the ALT, which should be at 55 or below. Mine had gone well over 100, which was pretty scary. In the meantime, Gabriella had started me on the Purium products, and I pretty much just acquiesced to make her happy, to be brutally honest. I looked at the cost and what she wanted me to do, and okay. So I just kind of went along with her on it, as good husbands do. But within about 2 months, my liver numbers had completely returned to normal.
Hello, friends and family. Happy Monday. Thank you for joining us. We love this Zoom. We do this every single Monday, same time, same place. And it's so nice to see your faces. And those who are just listening in, thank you for being here. My name is Melissa. I'm a health and wellness coach. I'm down in Florida right now, and I'm going to share how this nutrition program works. So many friends have found so much relief from doing this program. Their energy is better, their sleep is better, their gut issues are getting resolved, inflammation is going away. But don't take my word for it. You'll hear it from the friends themselves. They're going to share their own experiences after I explain how the program works. So what is this? Really think of it as a nutrition reset. It's not a diet, right? We're not doing some yo-yo fad diet. Those don't work. We're looking for lifestyle changes. We want to have long-term results. So this program is really focusing on our gut health. And what happens when you get your gut health in order? Amazing things, right? Hormones start to balance out. Our mood is better. Our anxiety starts to dissipate. The scale and non-scale victories are truly endless. So this is how it works. It's 2 meal replacements per day. This program replaces your breakfast, it replaces your lunch, you make your own dinner, you have cherry juice before bed. Perfect for those with busy schedules. Perfect for those who don't have time to food prep. Those who don't want to go through drive-through anymore. Those who want to make healthy changes with limited time and limited budget. It's going to save you on time and save you your pennies. And we'll go over that after. All right, your meal replacement consists of gut support, protein, and power shake. The gut support is called Biomedic. I already took mine out of the bag because we have plastic-free packaging and I put it in glass. So Biomedic, this is the only clinical solution for removing glyphosate. Drop a 1 in the chat if you're familiar with what glyphosate is. This gnarly little miserable ingredient is the active ingredient of Roundup. We've all heard of Roundup, the #1 herbicide in the world. And unfortunately, Roundup is linked to cancer, infertility, autoimmune, autism, dementia, gluten intolerances, and the list continues. We have 133 friends here. I guarantee the majority of you have at least one of those things. Do you feel bloated after you have gluten? That's thanks to glyphosate. Are you dealing with eczema and psoriasis? Probably glyphosate. So the good news is the gut support in this program is clinically proven to remove the glyphosate from your body and then repair the damage that it has done to your gut. So the leaky gut, the Crohn's, the colitis, the diverticulitis, all these gut issues, you're going to find incredible relief. It's next level amazing. Your protein, Super Aminos 23. This protein has a 99.4% absorption rate. All right. Most protein only has a 14 to 20% absorption rate, and then the rest you pee out or it strains your kidneys. This was designed by a doctor, Dr. Luca, and he made this while his patients were in a coma or on dialysis. And he made this so their muscles would not atrophy. It is incredible whether you're an athlete or if you're on dialysis, whatever the case may be, anyone and everyone can benefit from this incredible protein. It's absorbed in your body in 23 minutes or less, and it's going to cause you to burn fat and build muscle, even if you're not working out. There's nothing like it. It's also going to help tighten our skin. And the older we get, the looser our skin gets. The older we get, the harder it is to put on muscle. So you're going to love it.
What Melissa was about to say was just some of these amazing details about Power Shake. So it's equal to 6 microgreen salads every shake, and then you're doing that twice a day. You shake it up with water and go. It's delicious. It's got a fresh, fruity flavor, and it is totally green, like grass green, and tastes delicious. So it's usually, usually don't see it that way. But it's really easy to take in, and you can mix it as a smoothie. You can put frozen fruit in it. You can make it sweet or savory, as complicated as you would like, or just mix it with water and go. So that's your breakfast and lunch. And then she would have been talking about, she did Biomedic, Super Amino, the Power Shake. That's your basic meal that is done twice a day.
Yep, so that was it. Like Tara said, your gut support, your protein, your Power Shake. Do that for breakfast, do that for lunch, have a decent dinner, have your tart cherry juice before bed. This is the highest source of naturally occurring melatonin. So this is going to help you have really deep restorative sleep.
I didn't even know that I had sleep issues until I started taking the apothecary, and it just took it to the next level. And that's probably the way everybody on here who has taken it feels. I couldn't wait to go to bed every night before. I didn't want to wake up in the morning though. And so now when you get a deep restful sleep, you actually wake up feeling better. You get those really intense dreams. That's a sign that you're sleeping better. But some of the side effects of sleeping well is it's anti-aging. You actually heal when you get into that deep restful sleep. So it's neat that apothecary even has that anti-aging effect. And then the tart cherries are really high in antioxidants, like one of the highest in the world. And so that gets into the anti-inflammatory aspect. So even while you're sleeping, your body is healing and repairing using the tools from that apothecary. So just amazing what it does. Then the last element to the nutrition reset is called Super Cleanse R. This is a really gentle parasite cleanse. We all have parasites, every single one of us. We can't get away from it. And the parasite cleanse actually helps get rid of them very gently. And then in the second month, you do it again to get rid of any eggs that have hatched that are left over. And I know it's gross, but I mean, we treat our animals better than we treat ourselves. So this is the parasites are really responsible for muscle aches and joint aches, brain fog, even grouchiness and really intense crabbiness can actually be from parasites. So we don't, again, it's another thing where we don't realize we're bothered by them till we get rid of them. So that's the whole program. You replace 2 meals a day with your Power Shake, Super Amino, apothecary, Biomedic, those 3 things. And then you take your apothecary at night, and then you get a great tracker that shows you exactly when to take that parasite cleanse. So it couldn't be easier. How much does it cost? It breaks down to $12 a day, covering 2 meals a day. So your first order will be $360, give or take a little bit with some shipping in there. And then tax is different in every state. So that might be added in. And again, that breaks down to about $12 a day, covering 2 meals a day. And I just like to talk about that a little bit, because where can we get a healthy meal right now for $6? It doesn't exist. It's hard to even make a healthy meal in your home for $6. So not only are you going to be eating really well on this, but you're going to be giving your body the best nutrition possible and healing and repairing a lot of things that we've gone to naturopaths for, we're going to chiropractors for, we're going to doctors for these specific problems. And now we can help give our body just the best ammunition by eating well. So it's really a no-brainer. Many people talk about their budget not even making a dent on their budget. And if anything, it helps them save money. So it's a really neat thing to kind of look, where am I spending money on food now? Where's my money going now? How can I have a transfer of spending and make this affordable for me? And anybody want to share their story? All right, go ahead, Benjamin. We would love to hear from you.
Well, I kind of got roped into this by my wife today, but I'll try
Thank you.
I think she had some encouragement from someone else. I'll try to keep it concise, not too emotional. Basically, we started last year. I was diagnosed with CLL, chronic lymphocytic leukemia in 2019. And we pretty much just monitored it for a few years, but we did find out, even though a lot of those are pretty benign, mine did turn out to be the more aggressive B cell type. And we knew that at some point we'd have to do more treatment. So in November of 2022, we started the target therapy. So I had 14 months of chemo and drugs. And about halfway through that, we started getting some pretty troubling lab results in the liver, probably due to the medication. Of course, the Mayo Clinic, the doctors there, they wanted numerous tests and just to have visits to hepatologists and all kinds of stuff. They even made reference to a possible liver transplant. So needless to say, that was a lot to process. And one of the numbers that we're looking at, not to get too technical, was the ALT, which should be at 55 or below. Mine had gone well over 100, which was pretty scary. In the meantime, Gabriella had started me on the Purium products, and I pretty much just acquiesced to make her happy, to be brutally honest. I looked at the cost and what she wanted me to do, and okay. So I just kind of went along with her on it, as good husbands do. But within about 2 months, my liver numbers had completely returned to normal. And we're not going to say reversed, but they had completely returned to normal. The Mayo doctor, he really couldn't figure it out because he said that wasn't possible. He told us before that any sort of returning to normal or reversal just simply wasn't possible. But here we are. I finished the chemo targeted therapy in January of this year. So I had to go through the bone marrow biopsy again a second time. But there was 0 traces of CLL at that point. So we're in remission. We're working to regain some of our former strength. I still have to go back every 3 months to be monitored. And we just obviously don't know what the future holds with that, but the doctor told me that I was in the very top of the projections for the treatment as far as results go. He was actually kind of shocked by it. So we don't know. Our changes in diet and other things may have had impact on that, but he said that with the response that I had, he feels there's less than a 15% chance of it returning for 5 to 10 years. So I'll take that. So that's pretty much our story, and my beautiful wife and her friend Racy is the one that's got us going with this as well. So it's been a challenge.
Wow. Thank you, Benjamin. We thank you for just putting your heart out there for us and walking us through your experience. We need to live it with you, really. It encourages all of us. And it's like, how does that happen with this nutrition? But just bring it down to basics. Our bodies were created to heal and repair using what the earth makes, right? And then on the best level, that's what we're getting in this program, is what the earth can give us. And so there's no claims or healing or curing with this. What happened with Benjamin's body can be partly due to the program really alkalizes your body, and disease cannot exist in an alkaline environment. So that's a very basic thing that this does. There's no claims of curing. It's just working with the body instead of against it. So good. All right, we have a few more people who can share here. Donna, will you go ahead?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I am on the program about 3 weeks now, and of course, had my husband joining me, and he has lost about 10 pounds. We are both full of energy, where we were coming home from work and it was, where is the couch? I couldn't even get on the couch fast enough after getting home from work. And now I'm cooking at full meals, and we're up until 10 o'clock at night still with full energy. So that in itself is a miracle. I'm having a lot of off-scale victories. My skin, everybody keeps complimenting me on my skin. And yes, sleep is definitely of the essence. We know because that does help heal the body. So I'm very grateful for this program and for sleep.
Yeah. I think that resonates with a lot of people when you're talking about coming home and looking for the couch or look when or getting out of bed in the morning. When do I get back into you? So to have that energy be able to function all day long is priceless. So thank you, Donna. Sari, would you go ahead? I know you're a little bit on a time crunch. Can you share with us your experience?
Sure. Yeah. So might be a little gory to some, and I'm sorry for that. But I had my husband and I like to do volunteer work, and sometimes we go to it's amazing, but it did lead to me having typhoid twice and getting hospitalized both times from that. And if you do any bit of research, the damage that typhoid does to your gut, especially if it's the stage 3 typhoid, then it can be debilitating. The first time took me a year to recover before I could even eat a meal bigger than half my fist. And that with that came a lot of pain, a lot of diarrhea. I could not do well eating in social situations, and that led to some very uncomfortable times. And so that led to me not wanting to socialize and not wanting to eat around other people and just very difficult things. And so I was really happy to hear that this helped repair the gut, helped give the gut what it needed to repair itself, because the doctors couldn't do anything. They didn't have any, especially around here, they weren't really that familiar with typhoid. Even the doctors in other countries didn't have many answers other than eating fermented foods and such, which helped a little bit, but it didn't do what I needed it to do. So starting this program, my husband and I have been on it since, thank you, Gracie. I appreciate that. Yeah, it wasn't fun. But my husband and I have been on this since the end of, or excuse me, May. Can't remember if it was the end of May or beginning. And I now am able to eat around other people, even a little bit of dairy if I have to, and which before I wouldn't be able to hold my stools if I ate dairy, and that was not good. But now I have been able to do that, and I can eat around others comfortably. I still try not to eat the bad foods that I know that are bad for my gut, but knowing that it's healed itself to the degree that it has is monumental for me. And with that comes more energy and just living a more normal life, especially socially. So that's my big win from Purium, and I love it and will be on it for a long time.
Thank you, Sari. That is huge. And just a side note on Sari's story, she couldn't even keep Power Shake down when she started, and she had to be very patient and very gradual. And she needed to keep taking in lots of information about these products to gain that confidence. So the average person would have given up. And I want you all to know that everybody can take this. And there's a program out there for everybody. We might need to tailor it a little bit, but we just might need to go slowly or change the products up a little bit. But Sari is an excellent example of someone who stuck with it. So I just want to offer that little bit of hope for everybody. Okay, let's go to Angie and then Marianne, and then we'll be done.
Hi there, good evening. My husband and I have been on this program for about 3 years now, so it's definitely a lifestyle. We've had some amazing wins with the program, but tonight I wanted to highlight one that I don't really share readily off the top of my head, and it's a really good one. So when I was 20 years old, I had to have emergency surgery because I had a really large cyst on one of my ovaries. So I had that removed along with my ovary. And then pretty much from the time I was 20 until I started the program, which was age 40. So for the next 20 years of my life, basically like clockwork, every 5 years I had to have surgery. I was constantly developing cysts on my ovaries, and I had really bad endometriosis. So that would build up and spread. And then, of course, after every surgery, I would have scar tissue. So each time the surgery would just get more and more elaborate. They would always say, we don't know if we're going to be able to, keep that last ovary that you have, just because it would get really messy in there with everything going on. So 2020, the year that I started the program, would have been the year that I would have needed surgery again, like clockwork. Like I said, it was like every 5 years. And I didn't need surgery. And here we are 3 years later, and I still haven't needed surgery. I haven't had any pain or discomfort like I always used to have before with the endometriosis and the cysts forming. So just wanted to share that with you. It's really helped balance my hormones.
I love that. That is, I mean, who can balance their hormones? They end up just going for hormone replacement, and doctors' hands are tied with what they can offer. And I can vouch for that too. My hormones are better now than they were when I was 19, and I'm 44 with 3 kids. So that's just, usually that's when you're in the messiest part of your life is, that pre-menopause time and after kids. And yeah, I feel more balanced now than I did in my 20s. So good job, Angie. Thank you. Marianne, if you can share with us a couple of minutes, thank you.
I've been using the program for 10 months now, and I joined primarily to do the program more for my gut, to help with my gut. I had been taking Purium probiotics with no remedies, and immediately I noticed my gut health was so much better. And I had issues sleeping very first night. I had a restful sleep that I haven't had probably in decades. I actually woke up refreshed and actually had energy. I have a lot of non-scale victories. I noticed that the inflammation that was in my shoulder that I did not realize was attributed to my nutrition, and that the pain that I had been suffering for over 30 years, I woke up one day and realized that pain isn't there. I'm not complaining about my shoulder hurting anymore. My red cheeks that I would always say felt like I had rosacea or something, but I was never diagnosed with it. My red cheeks are gone. I had psoriasis, bad psoriasis at the base of my neck, and realized that was gone along with my dandruff. I don't have dandruff anymore, not realizing this is all getting that proper nutrition in my body. I'm down 3 dress sizes so far, and I didn't realize too how bloated I was throughout this whole thing. Being a plus size person, I just attributed it to that, not thinking that it wasn't weight. It actually was the bloating. So I will never stop using these products.
I love that. The non-scale victories are the most exciting to me because you could make a list of all, like when you begin this program, write a list. Think of the top of your head to the sole of your feet. Where do you have complaints? It might be you get hangnails, right? You might have nail issues. You might have rosacea or dandruff, like Marianne talked about. It might be just maybe your weight doesn't need to change, but you're a little saggy in the middle, or all these things that we just get used to, or we just say, well, I'm getting older, and we excuse it. But we can get better from a lot of that. And so you want to be very detailed when you start. Make your list very detailed of all the things that annoy you about your body. What things, if you could get better, what would you write down? And then just check those things off, and you're going to see those differences. Sometimes when you start feeling better, you go, when did this happen? I don't even know when I started feeling better. That's the way the body heals. It's just very sneaky and quiet, and it just is doing its work. And you realize, I think it's been like 3 months since my shoulders was hurting, but it didn't click. Just off and on like that. So yeah, Melissa says, trust the process. The body's in charge here. It knows how to heal and repair. We are feeding it the best nutrition, and you just sit back and you just wait and see what happens. The only regret you'll have is that you hadn't found it sooner, or you just didn't say yes to it sooner. And the person who invited you to this Zoom is going to be attentive to your needs and make sure that you get the results you're looking for. Make sure that you're getting your questions answered, help you remember when you start your parasite cleanse. And so we're here to help you and guide you, answer your questions. We've got a huge team of support helping us answer those questions. So I will bid you all good night. This was a wonderful Zoom. Thank you for all showing up. Thank you for the wonderful stories. And we can't wait to hear your results on the next Zoom.